I'm not gonna say there's nobody out there rapping because it definitely is, but it's not like it's more so that you gotta go digging and to find it. You feel what I'm saying? I always ask people like, yo, who y'all listening to? Who y'all fuck? But I ask that same question in a regular space because I want to know who people listening to. Like I'm trying to find more inspiration. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah.
Non sai cosa succede? Easy link in bio. Cadi nella mia rete con il link in bio. Russell, Jimmy, Dre, Lior. Ci trovi su esse con il link in bio.
Ciao a tutti raga, come state? State guardando Link in Bio, il primo format in Italia che parla di cultura rap in Italia e soprattutto negli Stati Uniti, ma in maniera più approfondita. Insieme a me ci sono Gabriele, Dreamer, Ralph e oggi soprattutto un ospite veramente speciale, Benny the Butcher. What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Thank you for being here.
And I'm happy
really
to be
appreciate
here.
being here, man. Thank you
here,
so
man.
much. So you're in Milan for a few days. You had a concert. We appreciate you being here. It's like to me, I guess, like to us, to all of us, you're really one of the greats right now. Like you've been putting. Well, you see, people is excited to have you. So all around
They think
the
the
city,
same.
you know. So you've been putting work in for more than a minute now, and like to me, to us, you're one of the greats. And especially one of the things that I really appreciate in your craft is the art of the storytelling. Right. You're one of the few artists that still does that. You know, and for a few years it looked like it was quite dead. Like lyricism and storytelling, especially. Like, how do you feel about that? Like what do you care about? Keeping it like alive still.
Oh man,
Yeah.
just the era that I came up in. I remember like listening to children's story Slick Rick a million times. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Not even
Classic.
Not even from me, just my pops listening to it. And that's the era that I came up in, and I think the more I hold on to the golden era and what I do, you know what I'm saying, the better it'll suit me. You feel what I'm saying? 100%.
Right. It's like you're like you've been real to the roots, like to your first influences, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you were listening to at home, like your parents was listening to that.
It just so happens, 100%. It just so happens the era that I came up in rap is the best era. You know what I'm saying?
90s?
Yeah,
80s,
100%.
like late 80s, early 90s.
I would say.
Yeah, the Slick Rick was 90s. Yeah,
80s.
I would
More
say
80s. Huh?
Yep,
Late
yep.
80s.
Definitely can't forget the 80s, but 90s, early 90s to early 2000s.
that decade
Yeah.
for sure.
I
Gangstar.
think that was a
Yeah,
special
the
era.
Deluxe too, no?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw a lot of influence
Yeah.
of I don't know if I'm wrong or right, of Deluxe, like in Griselda, especially Griselda First Works, no? Or being three MCs or three rapping. Yeah, it's...
100%, man, because those guys definitely, though. You know what I'm saying? We listen to those guys as teenagers and just came up off of just the real gutter hip-hop shit.
Yeah. And also it looks like, like the gods of music or the gods of rap are quite favorable to this kind of art because like I'm not sure if you or Graf brought the slogan like real rap is back because like by the way I know Graf we had
boy.
a couple I saw he came on tour with you and we had a couple of songs together when I was in New York.
Oh, nice,
He's
nice.
a great guy and I'm not sure like who brought it up but like the thing is like real rap is back, right?
100%.
It's coming back. It's like full circle, right?
It's in a dope place and it's getting the respect it deserves. It's still not where I want it to be at, but it's getting the respect it deserves. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the older guys, and you gotta look at like Kendrick, what he doing.
That's
what I'm saying?
Yeah. So who do you like right now? Like who do you think is killing it right now? Like who's your go-to guy when you're like want to get inspired or
Honestly, I'm going back to the old era. I'm going back to the 90s.
Oh, you're going back to those?
I'm going
Okay.
back to the 90s.
Okay.
When I absolutely need to get inspired and I'm going to the studio when I want to feel something,
But
I'm going back to the 90s. I'm going to my playlist and I'm going to play some Nas. I'm going to play The Lox. I'm going to play Jay. I'm going to play Life After Death, Biggie. I'm going to play some Pac. I'm playing all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Storytellers.
I might even play like MC Breed. You know what I'm saying? You got to get yours. You got to get mine. That joint with him and Pac. I play like some weird stuff. Might even play like some Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back some type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But really, it's kind of hard to be inspired off the new shit if it's not like within my crew. I'm not gonna say there's nobody out there rapping, because it definitely is, but it's not like it's more so that you gotta go digging and to find it. You feel what I'm saying? I always ask people like, yo, who y'all listening to? Who y'all fuck? But I ask that same question in a regular space, because I want to know who people listening to. Like, I'm trying to find more inspiration. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah.
It makes me think about a question. I'm a very big fan of your music, obviously, but I have to say I am a very big fan of all the choices all Griselda members have done throughout your career, because you came out independently, and then you managed to become internationally relevant without changing your style,
100%.
your attitude. So, obviously in the USA, this thing is born, so it's the largest market possible. Here in Italy, we are, I think, at our highest point as a rap scene, but it's still very difficult for, especially a young artist in love with the same kind of music, so sample, hip-hop, classic music, to become nationally relevant without being pushed by some major distribution channels or
100%.
bigger artists. What would you be your advice, what would you say to some young artists watching to you, getting inspiring for you in order to achieve the results without compromise them?
Cater to the hip hop audience. That's the good audience that lasts forever. The pop quick shit, that don't last long.
Yo.
I've been doing this since, at this level, I've been doing it forever. Mixtapes and all type of shit since I was a kid, for 20 plus years. But since I've been doing that at this level, and I like to count 2017, because that year we did the BET Awards and we was rapping with Slim Shady. We was rapping with Eminem, so you got to count that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
obviously.
I guess I feel like I started
Shady
there.
signed Griselda, right?
Exactly. So I guess I could say I started there. And it's people who had like hits out that year.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but they,
They're
probably
gone.
working at a gas station now. You feel what I'm saying? So what I learned is to cater to the hip hop audience.
That's dope.
It's going to last longer. The opinions of the hip hop audience matter more. I would say the other audience opinion is louder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the opinion, like
It
in
stays.
rooms like this, matter more. You feel what I'm saying?
If you stay connected to the,
So, yeah.
to the
Connected
truth,
to the roots.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw you, it was in the you and the whole Griselda. It was in the Organized Noise documentary. So it's always like that kind of music, that kind of core hip hop.
100%.
Even if they did something like TLC, Waterfalls, or stuff like
Right,
that,
right.
they was Dungeon Family. So I connect you to the truth in general.
Oh, that's crazy. That's fire. Yep.
Yeah. But when you were trying to like come up and break out into the scene back in 2010, 14, have you ever felt like, oh shit, it's become too late, the clock is ticking, I'm growing, I'm becoming old maybe, and I will never be able to break out? Have you ever felt like this, or you were always like, no, I'm gonna make it wherever?
I felt a lot of that.
Okay.
I wasn't like a guy who ain't having no fucking talent back home. I had talent. Like I was like the top guy in my city. I would say when I was 21 years old. I was one of the best rappers in my city. The whole city knew me, especially the East Side. I could go dump CDs around 2005 and 2006. I can go put when I drop a tape out, I can go put like a few hundred CDs in the store, and I come back in a week and they all sold out. You know what I'm saying? I was doing that like 20 years ago. So even having that local fame, I had to tell myself, like, is this only it? Is this the best it's going to get?
You wanted more.
So what was the click, the moment for you that you came up to that point you were searching for?
I'm glad you asked that.
Maybe not as a result, but as you was feeling it. Like,
I'm going to be honest.
that's it.
I always was talented. I always was a hard worker. And I put out a bunch of mixtapes. I locked my city down. And I was even known I ain't gonna say I was known in other regions, but I traveled and I done shows. I wasn't like an amateur, but you know what I mean? I gotta give it to Alvin Worthy, West Side Gun.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? I could sit up here and say, you know what I mean? Well, I did this and this happened. When I got that call down, when he told me to come to Atlanta in 2017, and we was kicking it. I was on Fly God. Like I always say this, when I did the verse on Fly God, I didn't know what he had going on.
Yeah.
So later on that year or early next year, I moved to Atlanta, and he told me to come to Atlanta. But a few months before that, he told me like, "Yo, I'm about to sign a deal with Universal," and I'm thinking like, "Why you ain't been telling me that?" You know what I'm saying? I would have been locked in with you, but you know, he was making his moves, and he was doing the business side. He was creating
He
brand.
got the vision.
He had the vision. You know what I'm saying? And I could say, since that moment, from being a guy who had an opportunity to be the best in the city or the most known in the city, and feeling like, damn, I might not never get on. So when I got the opportunity to be around M, to walk in the Def Jam building, and it was over. You know what I'm saying? It was no looking back, and I was hungry. I didn't give a fuck about nothing else. I put this before my girl, my kids. You know what I'm saying? Everything. I had to, because, you know what I mean? That's the hand that dealt me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
real shit.
Yeah, and now you're not on Def Jam anymore, or you still had a contract with them?
And I'm only reluctant to speak on this because I'm kind of like in the middle of it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
I kind of know which way it's gonna go. But the Def Jam, like, I love everybody at Def Jam. It was cool, and it was just a 1 album deal. They had the option. They had the opportunity to pick the option up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They wanted to pick the option up, but we couldn't agree on a number. They didn't want to pay me the original number that they supposed to pay me.
Okay.
So after that happened, you know what I'm saying, I got the opportunity to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know me, I left.
Gotta get what's yours, man.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
But
Gotta get what's right.
yeah.
I wanted to ask you, you know, the phrase, I think, going back to Graf, I think maybe put it out, he was saying, stop calling art content, right? So this thing about like rap in general, like music is going quite back to like rap rather than just pop rap. You think it's because people is missing like rappers and artists that are actually saying something in the songs rather than just catchy tunes? You think it's because of that, or is it just like you know, something that's coming back because of the fact that it happens? You know, like,
I think it's both.
Both.
I think it's coming back because people catching on. People catching on to both. They catching on to all of this shit sound the same, horribly the same, and they had their time, and they catching on to like it's actually people who saying shit. You know what I mean? I believe the game has been a charity for a long time.
a charity?
Yeah, it's like if they like a person or if it sound okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They
Too
fuck
easy.
with them. You know what I'm saying? I believe
Yeah.
this. I believe the standard and the bar has been lowered.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what do you think is that? Like, is it because of technology? Like my take, it might be because it's way easier nowadays to make to create music. Like for example, you don't have to pay for the studio.
Right,
You don't
right.
have to pay for nothing.
Right, right.
Like it's quite free. Like you got a Mac, you got a
Yeah,
studio.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So everybody got a microphone, and it sounds pretty decent. So everybody can make rap tunes now. It's
And it's a
Right.
thing about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and people gonna feel a certain way. But this is a thing about that. When a culture opens up like that, it allow people to come in and then water it down.
yeah.
You know, it's an upside of it because, you know, people making money off music and they taking care of their families and everything like that.
Sure.
But when you don't put a door at the front of that motherfucker, anybody walk in.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like I just can't walk into like med school and be like, I want to be a doctor, so I'm here.
You have to
Right.
study for
They're
that.
like, did you
That's
sign
it.
up? Did you pay? Like,
That's
do you
it.
got?
That's
You know what I'm
it.
saying?
That's
You
it.
have to be qualified to qualify.
I think
You feel what I'm saying?
I think you, as Griselda, had an important role in this because you know when you came out, it's like a lot of people just remember how it was and how it is to rap in a certain way. And I have to say that I think in every country, but for example, even in Italy, there has been a lot of artists that goes by the name, for example, of Make Rap Great Again, that create a lot of albums just trying to doing the thing in the same style. And even here, a lot of people just connected with that. So I think your role was fundamental for that.
I think so too. And just walking in here, I was, you know what I'm saying, it's my second show in Italy, and the crowd, they go crazy and it's love, and You know what I'm saying? And I walked the streets and people recognized me. And I was asking my boy Pepe, I was singing a song. And he like, what you say? And I repeated the song. And I'm like, you don't know that artist? This artist is going crazy in the States. He's like, no, I don't know him.
Like earlier when you was talking about Mandilo, no?
Why you say his name?
No,
me
I
under
don't
the
say
bus.
his name. I fuck with him. There was a guest in our podcast who taught us about the Mambo Losco, no? Ci parlava di Boss Mandilo.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck with him.
But the point of it is that, you know, the music has the same reach.
Yeah.
You can't pay attention to the sales and everything. It's how the music connect with the people.
Of course.
So for people who do my kind of music, they shouldn't be discouraged when they see other people's success.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because we got our own success. We got our own shit.
Say that again, man.
Like I said,
Very
it's
important.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we're not trying to be Boss Man Dealer. We're not trying to be Lil Baby. And I love them niggas. You know what I'm saying? All I listen to is like
I don't know
Future.
the dude, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Is
All
he
I listen
big?
to is Future, but
I don't know the dude you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
man,
Boss
he's
Mandilo, trap.
Big
Yeah.
Za.
He was
You
a
know what
guy
I'm
that
He wasn't
Mambo
like,
Losco called
way
out.
too many artists right now.
Nice
man.
fire.
Like, it's like,
Yep.
It's great. Yeah.
whatever.
There's
Yeah,
something
he
for
dope.
everyone.
Sorry, didn't mean to
Let's put it
interrupt.
this way.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. It's something for everyone in this. You know what I'm saying? Something for everybody.
Everyone has their own market and then can live out on that.
100%.
Yeah, a lot of confusion too nowadays, man. Like everything is confused. Like 1,000 subgenres. I think way more in America than here. Like here, the market is more like it's smaller. So it's you have you have trap, hip hop, a little bit of drill, but it's like like 3 or 4 subgenres.
They're all in the same championship.
Yeah, because it's a smaller market. Like
Right.
States, like every time I spoke to like an A&R or anybody industry, it's crazy chaotic right now in the
It
States.
is.
Like like million subgenres and all. So it's also different for like a fan, I guess, to navigate the this ecosystem, right? So who am I picking? Like, who am I choosing? That's why I think content. I mean, like lyrical content. You know, like if you're actually saying some shit in a song, that's gonna stick.
100%.
That's your superpower.
100%. People want to learn something in music. You feel what I'm saying? Learn something about you. Learn something about themselves.
Yeah.
Learn something about what's going on. They don't always want to. You know what I'm saying? People want to learn something in music. So
Yeah.
if you definitely like preaching and giving game and news you could use, people gonna fuck with you.
News
That's
you
kind
can
of
use?
music I like. News you could use.
I like that.
That's the type of music I like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially the teenagers. That would, that's what amazes me sometimes. Like you have like 13-year-olds listening to Tupac, which is quite, quite crazy to me. Like you know what I mean? Like, and
wonder
they
how that
love
happened.
it,
I wonder how that happened, man.
right?
I wonder how that happened, but it's like it's
Yeah.
music. You could ask like a 5-year-old child, and they're gonna know who Michael Jackson is.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like how?
Yeah.
that's the two probably.
You know
I mean,
what I'm
I guess the internet.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
And the right parents, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool parents and internet.
Yeah. Speaking of
bad.
yesterday, at the show, you brought out Gue on stage, and to us, it's like a little unusual to see a U.S. artist linking so close with an Italian rapper. And so, how you build this relationship with him, and how Gue and Benny are so close?
I'm the Black Soprano, man. No, but I linked up with Gue a couple years ago.
Okay.
And then when I got linked to him, I paid attention to his music.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? And we ended up doing the song, and he like sent me the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm saying, and I went over them lyrics, and I'm like, damn, like he talking some shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then I like did my research, got to see how he move around, and you know what I'm saying. And within that, we end up having a few mutual friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Small world. The world is still
Yeah.
small. And he just give me a vibe off like somebody like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when he came on the stage and the crowd went crazy,
Yeah.
that confirmed it. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I left a lot prior to your introduction, like when Gue came on stage, that you asked, are American Italians real Italians? So I'm asking them too, what you think about? Sono italiani davvero?
That was
americani,
crazy.
Now you got an answer from Italy about that.
Man, that was crazy, man. Y'all gonna get me in trouble back home, man.
And
Y'all gonna get me in trouble. But they not real Italians.
No.
Yeah, they are.
Not
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
A lot
got
of
love for
I
them.
think
Come
that
on,
No, we got love for them, but
We
the
got
ones
love.
they can
Love.
talk Italian, I feel like they Italian, they connected to the roots.
Yeah.
If you can talk your own language, you're not.
I think
from
that
that
a lot
country, I
of
guess.
them are just they want to be because it's cool. So I think that
Yeah, they
blows
flexing.
me.
They flexing.
I think that blows me out every time is that in Italy a lot of rappers want to be like rightfully American rappers, like with the same street stories. And then you see, and a lot of American rappers use a lot of references to Italian, maybe
100%.
gangster
Gambinos.
stories.
100%.
Like one of my favorite verses from Jay-Z is a verse from the song "Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It" with Rick Ross, where he puts a lot of Italian words. That was like blown up from that because it's the exact opposite of what Italian rappers do sometimes.
Right. And me and Gue, we was talking about this. Because he told me how he did a show over there. He says like sometimes artists from over here don't want to go to New York to do a show. He said he went over there and it was a small venue, but he sold it out and they loved him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, they love that shit, especially New York City, and we love this shit. I'm saying, and they love us back. So it's a love relationship, but I get what you're saying though. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I feel it.
I think
didn't-
Italian cultures, like especially all that like mafioso type of war, especially in movies, it's very related to the hip hop war, especially in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
Early Jay-Z's albums, like all the videos, even Nas,
cover.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang and all.
all the videos was all but especially Jay and Nas. Like I'm thinking about some videos, but like I never pray to God, I pray to God.
Right. I think it
was
a little
was
deeper
there.
Yeah.
into the dress code too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
exactly
saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Definitely. Yeah.
even more deeper to food. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you guys love food and can cook.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we do.
It's like it's other places that's really not. They known for cooking food, but it's like here it's like it was how
Oh, no, we
it was
were
how
gonna-
it was
oh, no.
like how I would
We're
feel
for
like
real.
if my grandmother made some food.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And
Okay.
I see how it's done. I watch people make the food and I'm like, okay, like it's like soul food. It remind me of, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the dress code, y'all some fly motherfuckers. I
Yeah.
think like we definitely buy y'all gangster with the mafioso shit. So we hip hop definitely buys into that 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask?
By the way, Italy never had. There's Rust right now, but never had a representative. Even if Italian immigration was so massive in the U.S., there wasn't a rapper from Italy.
Yeah,
You know?
we never rapped much, I guess.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we did
never
other
talk,
stuff.
you know?
We did other stuff. We never rapped much.
I think,
guess,
uh,
you know,
Speaking
you're
about
busy
movies,
doing something
I
else.
have a question. Maybe I'm wrong. If I recall correctly, obviously there are a lot of gangster movies references in all of your music, and you play as an actor in some street movies with all the Griselda and other stuff. And my curiosity is, are you planning to do something bigger in that in that thing to as an actor? You know, I think a lot of American rappers playing actor in great
100%.
movies.
I've
Are
been
you
working
looking
on this.
forward?
I've been working on getting this horror movie done.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the butcher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like bring the butcher to life. You know what I'm saying?
You
More
should-
than with music.
Fire.
More than
Even
with
more.
music.
You're
like
killing whack MCs
a
or
horror,
something?
like a horror film. With
That'd
the
be fire, man.
Your
I've been working
album
on
plus
that.
movie.
You should work with Jordan Peele.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be
He's really
crazy.
good. He's really good.
That'd be nuts. You
It'd
know
be
what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Yeah.
And stupid question: what's your favorite Soprano character?
Not stupid. Like Sopranos is great.
Sopranos is a serious thing.
Sopranos-
Serious.
What's
this
your
is
top
the most
three?
serious topic of
Right,
conversation
right.
we had so far.
For me,
guys.
it's like Christopher.
Sopranos is like the Bible.
Christopher to me.
I know I'm a Tony guy, but
Yeah.
outside of Tony, definitely Uncle Junior.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
you
shit.
know what I'm
He's
saying?
diabolical.
Yeah, exactly.
fucking
Like, he's
diabolical.
entertaining. He's fucking crazy.
He
You know
will
what I'm
play a
saying?
good role in the horror
And
movie.
he was from like the old school.
Yeah,
era
old school.
of Sopranos.
Yeah,
I like that
yeah.
about him. You know what I'm
He's an
saying?
evil motherfucker.
That's why everything got on his fucking nerves. He didn't like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You know that meme sounds like Nazi Germany to me. You know when he says that shit. Yeah, he's diabolical.
Yeah. Speaking of yesterday, we talked about Gue, and when you talked about Gue on stage, you mentioned Gue and Lil Wayne. You talk about legends, and so I was wondering how you feel about the whole Lil Wayne situation right now with the Super Bowl. Well, like, what's your take right now?
Oh man, I feel like you know America would have loved to see Wayne, but you know nobody's mad about seeing K Dot.
Yeah.
I feel like even if nobody would have made a fuss about it, I feel like K Dot would have brought him out anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just it's part of his show. He know how to put on a show, and I really don't think it's a big deal. But Wayne said something. He was like, I don't know why. He said he felt let down because he felt like he felt like he was going to get it already. But he said nobody told me that. He said I felt like I you know what I mean, over deserved. Exactly, but it's Wayne though, so he wasn't wrong for feeling like, okay, it's in New Orleans.
Yeah, his city.
I'm gonna knock it out. So I think we still get a win. But honestly, me personally, I would have loved to see Wayne up there.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see Wayne up there, but I know Kendrick gonna kill it. I'm just happy that we got hip hop, and the culture is being represented in a crazy way for the last few years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think maybe besides all the thoughts we can have about what's happening in America with all the story behind the beef, you know, from between Drake and Kendrick. Aside from that, it's cool because it brings back maybe hip hop on top of the list because everybody are talking about that, and now you have Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl, and it made me think about another question. I've noticed that yesterday you closed the live with the song featuring J. Cole, Johnny Piscati, and as everybody know in this podcast, I'm like the biggest J. Cole fan, at least in Italy. So I was mad curious about how was to collaborate with him, how the thing started.
We didn't do it in the same building, but we met before. I met bro like 7 years ago.
Wow.
So it was something that I was working towards to get my shit together so I can get that record with him. And he a cool dude, man. He a cool, humble dude. And he's an artist. You know what I'm saying? He's more of an artist than a showman. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, of course.
he's focused on different shit. All the other shit is not important. How popular you are or this and that really don't important. Like if you're an artist like him, he gonna take a liking to that. You know what I'm saying? So I like that about him, man. And he dope, man. And he came with that shit on Johnny P's cat.
Song is fire.
Came with that shit.
Man, the song you did, it's amazing.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Crazy fire.
Yeah, and talking about your music specifically, there was an old interview where you were saying this thing like, I can go to the studio, hear a line from another song, another rapper, and make it into a new song. So how you can make it this?
Just anything. If I could play some shit on the way to the studio, and I could just hear an artist say, like what, just like you, Boss Man D-Lo, like what's one of his lines? He say,
Yo, I gotta listen to this guy.
you know what I mean? Like let's say he say, driving a Bentley Bentayga like I don't love my life.
Yeah.
Like you could take that line and be like, and just do a whole song about like driving like on a highway, driving crazy on the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or driving fast cars, luxury cars.
Yeah.
Is that I get a lot of ideas from it. It's like I could hear like a artist say a line like, "Yo, free my boy," and I could go to the studio and do like a "Free All My Niggas" song. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about having an open mind, man, and having a good ear and know what you're listening to, and you know what I'm saying, and listening to shit that's going to inspire you, because hip hop is the gift that keep on giving back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm inspiring somebody with the shit that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you are.
You definitely did.
You made it out line, I made it out song. You know,
so
that
I
you
thought
never
about the
did
same
that-
thing.
that stuff.
Right. That's a fact.
I have a question to ask you, because one of your favorite, my favorite punchlines from you, it's like money doesn't change you; it just like make you 10 times the person you
right.
was. How you feel like it impacted your life? Not in the worst, but how you feel like you become 10 times more when you achieve that?
I have became 10 times more of what I was. Definitely made me more generous. You know what I'm saying? I do things for people that I always wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Not even in my family. You know what I'm saying? If I could help I love helping strangers, people who wasn't expecting to help. It definitely made me a better family man, because I make sure that I take my family on vacation every year. You know what I'm saying? Since I can afford to, and it's not about the expensive vacation. I just sit back and just marvel at just my whole family in one room. You know, it made me a better businessman. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I was working towards this dream, I had to fund it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta fund your dream. So I was doing other things that maybe was taking my focus from my dream. Now I could just wake up and just focus on this.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So, man, the money definitely helped me in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't make my life better though. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that because it's other things that come with the money. You know, my phone ring every day. You know, at least 10 people call me and ask me for
and
shit
your glasses
every day.
too, with the phone.
right. This is my phone right here too. And it's like, you know, certain people only could be around me if they feel like they getting something out of it. Far as anybody who know me personally, who don't fuck with me, who mad at me, is people I helped. You know what I'm saying? It's people I helped. You know,
That's saying you ain't done enough.
Yeah. You know,
for sure.
people you help will
sure.
resent you for some reason.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Once you stop.
like I didn't do nothing but do shit for people, and they act like I did something to them.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's weird because, like I said, I'm not like Chris Brown or nothing like that where I came in the game young. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he a smart individual. He could recognize shit, but, you know, a large percent of his life, he been famous. Like me, like I ain't been famous for my whole life. I've been in prison. I've been in the hood. I've been just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I can see the changes in people behavior. You know what I mean? It's like they don't know that I could see it. It's like I knew you for 20 years. You just start acting like this in the past 3 years. I can recognize that.
They
what I'm saying?
maybe the same that think that you've changed, but it's their behavior that changed towards you. Maybe.
And you know what? I did change for the better. And you know, in our culture, people will hold that against you. They hold anything against you. But anybody who want me to be sitting around negative bullshit behavior can't have no love for me because you understand what I'm going through and what I'm doing right now and how I'm taking care of my family. If you want to jeopardize that, then you can't fuck with me. So, you know what I'm saying?
There's a great J line about that. You know, they get mad at you because you change, like you work so hard to stay the same. Right.
Right. It's
so
like
that explains it, I guess.
you gotta change, man.
You gotta evolve, man.
That's the goal of it.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
yeah,
You don't want to
that's the
be.
whole point.
I want to in 10 years. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now today. And when I say that is, I don't mean rapping. Like I'm rapping. I'm letting motherfuckers know right now. I'm gonna be rapping as long as I can.
You're the first one I hear
do.
saying this, you know?
Yeah,
The
'cause I
rapper
love this
always
shit.
like, I'm turning 40, I'm turning 50, and I'm stopping, and then they're not. Jay,
but
say
that's
it
changed
100
too.
times he was
Like,
quitting.
what do you think about that? I think that's changed too. Like, you got people like Jay and Nas is 50.
Rakim just dropped an album, and
Yeah.
just
I
dropped
think
an
like
album.
age is not
Right.
that big of a deal like now, especially if you have something to say. You can rap till you're fucking
and a solid
55.
career behind you. That's
I don't believe. I've
Right.
never been a believer that hip hop was a young man's sport.
Right.
I've never been a believer in that.
Maybe some kind of hip hop, like, you know, like the club joints. You know what I mean, like, you know, like baby shake that ass on me and shit like that.
Yeah. But
I
that's,
wouldn't want to say that at 50.
All
Yeah,
the way
but-
up
but-
by
but that's
Fat
the,
Joe was a club banger by
Yeah.
50-year-old.
But that's
man,
the
no?
music.
Yeah.
That's the music. Hip hop in a whole has always been a grown man sport.
Yeah.
Because even if the young guys, the teenagers, and even if those guys is the ones who lead in the charts, which they're not, you know what I'm saying? Which they're not. Like the 30 and up and 40, 50s, they're in them offices pressing the buttons.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So this game was crafted by, like, you know what I'm saying, like grown ass men. You feel what I'm saying? So of course the young guys come in and they shine like with anything. Just like the league. You know, when Tom Brady, you know, I'm American. You know, Tom Brady was old as fuck winning Super Bowls.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And yes, it's
LeBron is
LeBron too.
39.
exactly.
38?
So it's a grown man's game. It's, your brain is a muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And your brain, like, it gets stronger. You're not going to be 50 years old and thinking like you're 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
Right. If you need to go to the hospital, if you do, like, you're fucked
I know
up.
some dudes, yo.
I know some too.
You know what I mean? But, you know,
Know some too.
hopefully.
Yeah.
In a perfect world,
For
right?
sure.
But you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
So now we are close to the end of the interview. I want to ask, we got a few questions left. I got one specifically. Are you guys thinking about a new Griselda album right now?
Yeah, man, we talk about that all the time.
Okay.
When we talk to each other, it's about that lately. That's what it's
Okay.
been about. And I'm just waiting for these guys, man. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for the call.
Yeah.
I probably figured out that I probably got to make the call, man. But I'm ready, man. These boys, they told me they ready. And shit, we should be in the studio by the end of the year cooking that up.
Yeah.
100%.
How is it to work with like a group of artists rather than doing your own stuff? Like, because I've never been in a group, because I always like to, do my own shit, my timing, my everything. Like, is it harder? Is it more difficult, like logistics wise and such?
To me, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easier to work in a group
Right.
because I'm just showing up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
I'm just showing up. Wes doing his job, Conway doing his job, and I'm just showing up to do mine. Wes like the
Each one stimulates the
exactly,
other.
exactly. Wes loves to curate, so you know what I mean. I don't get in his way. You know what I'm saying? If Wes say like, yo, we're gonna name a song this, I don't be like, nah, we should just,
exactly.
I don't do shit like
what
that.
happens if you think like a song is fire and they're like, no, that's shit. Like what happens?
To be honest with you, I never judge the music unless if we getting on a song and we go in there and give our 100%, I don't judge the music.
Okay.
I might come out the booth and be like,
Yeah.
this song is all right, but
I mean,
we might
yeah.
put it out and people might like it.
Yeah.
So I never judge the music. If I
Okay.
feel somebody stumbled on a word, I judge that.
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
feel like the beat is trash, I would say something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I never go off my opinion because there's so much shit that's out that I don't fucking like. But
So you
it's
have like
successful.
no expectations when you like when you record a song, you listen to it, like you don't give it like a vote in your head or something. I mean, like
Yeah, I do.
or
Yeah, I
maybe
do.
you think
But
like this is a single, this is not like.
yeah, I do. But I'm not too anal about it because, like you said, if I'm in there with West Side Gun and Conway, I'm not about to argue with West Side Gun. That's
Yeah,
some shit
yeah.
whack. You know what I'm saying? Like if he say it's dope,
gonna be
like
crazy.
to be honest with you, I can admit this, and I probably never admitted this before, but I was iffy as fuck about 10 to Talk 3. I was iffy. I'm like, this the Griselda wave. He got me rapping on these kind of slow beats and everything relate back to drug dealing. Like, and I was iffy about those records. You know what I'm saying? Even though I wrote them, and then Buzz like, yo, this the illest shit you ever wrote, and I'm like, you sure?
It revealed
And
you
he like,
to the
yeah.
world,
In the
you
end,
know?
a lot of
It
people
worked.
thought that.
Yeah, and then we played it. I only person was listening to it was me, him, Conway, Camino, and Derringer. And then when I finally finished it, and then took it up to Buffalo, and I was playing it for people, it was like started off. So I played it for Spesh, letting Spesh play it, and he was hearing it. I was trying to check his reaction out. He didn't really give me no reaction. I'm like, damn. And then as soon as it finished, he was like, yo, that's the best shit I ever heard you. I'm like, oh shit, Wes was right. So I don't argue with
so dope.
professionals.
Yeah.
Got you.
I'm not arguing with professionals.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
sometimes you gotta trust the process.
Yeah.
Exactly. I let people
thing.
do their job 100%.
I don't feel like
Okay.
you guys do a lot of leftovers, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you like drop everything you record,
Man, we do like that's how these albums go.
Yeah.
We get in there, we make 10 songs. There's 10 songs on that album.
That's lovely.
I
man.
think I got
That's
a last
priceless.
short question to
ahead.
end everything. And what would the storytelling you would wrote about your travel in Italy to close that?
What would I would tell a story about?
Yeah.
Man, I would tell a story about shopping. Yeah. I seen
It's perfect end, I think.
there's some girls with some big asses out here. Too.
Yes.
I seen some big asses out
Yes.
here. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, it's female fashion week, man. I told you, great time,
Exactly.
bro.
Perfect ending.
Great time, brother.
Thank you, Benny.
Hey, man, I wanna really appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate this. I enjoyed this, man. I enjoyed this, definitely, man. I appreciate you fellas.
Big honor to
pleasure,
have you
man.
here, brother. Thank you so much. Raga, cosa volete di più? Questo era Link in Bio con Benny the Butcher. Non andate da nessuna parte, scriveteci i vostri commenti sulla puntata. Ci vediamo alla prossima. Ciao.
Frate ho la mappa, ho la blueprint, so chi è il più weak e chi è il più sick. Non sono news, frate dico chi è chi. È il radar del rap bro ogni mercoledì. I nomi, le facce, la scena, le tracce, gli outfit, le scarpe, controllo sti rapper. Ho tutti i cheat code, sto gioco è mio. Vado più a fondo, come un link in bio. Non sai cosa succede? Easy link in bio. Cadi nella mia rete con il link in bio. Russell, Jimmy, Dre, Lior. Forse trovi su esse con il link in bio.
Link in bio, il podcast di Mondo Marcio, tutti i mercoledì solo su esse.